Hi everyone, welcome back to Live Darts. We're here at Alexandra Palace and we've got racing legend and William Hill ambassador AP McCoy. Yeah. AP, glad to be back at the Palace. I know you come every year pretty much.
Yeah, I've been watching it most nights on TV. You're really looking forward to it. There's no atmosphere. There's no atmosphere in many sports like there is here at Alexandra Palace. You know, you see all kinds of things and you get to see the best darts players in the world.
You're a darts fan as well?
Yeah, I love the darts. You know, I think back from when I was a kid watching the likes of Eric Bristow and Jockey Wilson and John Lowe and people like that, I've really enjoyed it. And having Phil Taylor and now Michael Van Gerwen, it's it's an easy watch watching the darts. Sport's
changed a lot from when you first started watching to where we are now, because it's classed as a proper sport, where before it was a bit of a pub game.
Yeah, you can see that. I think probably, maybe even more so from going on from Eric Bristow and Jockey Wilson. I think probably Phil Taylor probably made it a little bit more professional because he was so difficult to beat. And obviously there's very good prize money. The World Championship here that William Hill sponsored, there's a huge pot, for people to try and come and win. And it's you can see why it's become a lot more professional.
Speaking of Phil Taylor, a man that spent a lot of time at the top of the sport, the same as yourself. What gives you and Phil and people at the top of the sport that drive to stay there for so long?
It's a difficult one because I was lucky enough to be champion jockey for 20 consecutive seasons, and I don't know if I was ever really that content. I don't really know if I was ever. It's a hard thing to say to say I was really happy, but I was never satisfied with what I had. I always wanted more. I probably lived in fear every day that I got up that I might not be any good. And I really, really enjoyed winning, and I really, really enjoyed beating everyone else. And it's a little bit of a drug when you do that, because once it happens once or twice or a few times, then you become literally addicted to it. And sport is not sport. This thing in schools where they tell you about sport is about taking part. Sport's not about taking part. Sport's about winning and beating everyone else.
Michael Van Gerwen as well, the man at the top right now, has been for nearly 6 years. Can you see anyone stopping him this year?
It's going to be very difficult to stop because he is the world number one, because he has that title, he is the trophy. If you beat Michael Van Gerwen, then you have a very good chance of winning here. He'll be like a lot of the other top sports people. When you go to a big arena, a big stage, that you'll be comfortable in that environment because he's been here and done it, and he will be very difficult to beat.
Do you feel that as well, that young and up-and-coming jockeys just wanted to beat you, not necessarily win the race at times, like you said about Michael winning the trophy?
I think in sport, to be good at sport, or to compete and be dominant in sport at an elite level, I think you have to believe that everyone wants to beat you. You should go out there. He's the hunted now. You know what I mean? Everyone's hunting him down, and that's what you want in sport. You want to be the target. You want to be the hunted. You want to be the dominant one. And I should think Michael Van Gerwen will be very comfortable coming here, knowing that everyone wants to beat him.
Raymond van Barneveld obviously retired as well. It was like an 18-month farewell tour, which I don't think did him any good. Yeah. You retired and made it there unretiring, and it was a short retirement. Do you think maybe Raymond's retirement went on too long for a sportsman?
Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. I knew for a long time in my own mind when I was retiring, I knew that when I was lucky enough to win 15 Jockeys Championships, that if I could win 5 more, I was just going to be after turning 40, and to win 20 Jockeys Championships. It was the right thing to try and walk away. The only person who knew at the beginning of my last season riding that was retiring was JP McCoy, so I worked for. No one else. My family, my mum who's passed away now, my dad. None of them. They found out on TV the day I retired. So, I was lucky enough, and I was in a position where I announced my retirement. The Jockey Championship was pretty much over. So I had, it was at the beginning of February. I had only like 2 months to go out and do a little bit of a tour. It wasn't how I pictured it. I wanted to maybe just turn up the last day of the season, stand down and say bye-bye. But I think having discussed it with people that with the likes of JP McCoy and my agent Dave Roberts, that we thought it was the best thing to do for myself and for racing, to give it a little bit of time and let people who maybe the odd person who liked watching me ride come out and watch in places like wherever it may be, Catterick or Carlisle or Plumpton, those smaller tracks that I've been lucky enough to frequent for 20 odd years, give them the opportunity to come out and watch. It was a short retirement, but you're a long time retired, so I hope he enjoys it.
Darts is on the front and the back page of every newspaper, news outlet there is at the moment because of Fallon Sherrick. You were obviously in a very male-dominated sport as well. How hard is it for women to break into these male-dominated sports?
Yeah, I mean, you see it more and more now. Obviously, darts not being as physical as maybe some of the other sports. It is obviously probably a little easier to do, and sport is all about, it's all about practice, and it's all about trying to compete at that elite level, and I think any person that can put a sport on the front pages or on the main news is a big deal, you know what I mean? It's something that she should be very proud of. You get to that stage, but you want to try and repeat it, you want to try and go further. And fair play to her for doing that. It's good for the sport, it's good for darts, and it's very good for her.
Now she's done it once though, is there more pressure on her to do it again and again, so she proves it wasn't a fluke or a bit of luck?
Yeah, again, I keep saying it, but sport's all about pressure. Sport's all about going to the next stage. That's what you want in life. She's done very well to get herself in the front pages and get the sport in the front pages, but she has to go on and go to the next level. And it's whoever stands here, on the Sunday night and lifts that trophy, that's what everyone's going to want to do and what everyone's going to be talking about. So that should be her goal. It won't be easy for her, but she's done well so far.
AP, thank you very much for your time. We'll let you enjoy the night. Thank you very much.